This is Boyle, County Roscommon. About 2,500 people live here, and it is the town that I spent the first 20 years of my life. Boyle could be described as an ordinary Irish town, but it also has an extraordinary claim to fame. It is a UFO hotspot. In 1996, an unidentified flying object was reported to have crash-landed in this field, high in the Curlew Mountains that overlook Boyle. The rumours escalated, and soon there were reports of men in black suits and dark sunglasses investigating the scene. The event led to widespread media attention, which in turn led to the creation of the UFO Society of Ireland, whose headquarters are based in Boyle. Since the crash, the town has been the location for many UFO sightings. These events have led me to wonder why, as a child who grew up in the town, I never even caught a glimpse of any mysterious objects. So why have the cases of UFO sightings increased so much in recent years? The only spaceship-like object I remember from being a child is our local church. Was I the only one who felt this way? I took to the streets of Boyle to get people's opinions on UFOs. I'm just wondering, do you believe in UFOs?
No.
I do not.
No.
I don't think so, no. Not convinced.
UFOs? Can't say I really do now, no.
Not particularly. I always believe that that's a logical explanation for what's happening in the skies.
No, not really, no. I don't think so, no. I think it'll be proven at this stage if there was.
Do you believe in UFOs?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah?
I see them every day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Around Boyle?
Do you believe? No, not in Boyle.
Where are you from originally?
Mars.
Okay. That's great, thanks.
No.
Not at all?
Not in the friggin' latest, no.
And do you believe in extraterrestrial life, like aliens or anything like that?
No.
And have you heard of anybody that has
I've
seen
heard
any
quite
UFOs?
a few saying that they've seen things, this and that and the other, but there always seems to be an explanation for it.
I'm really surprised the amount of people that have actually talked to me today. I think I was expecting everybody just to tell me to F off, but yeah, it's going good, I think.
Oh, I don't know. I'd have me doubts, but I don't know enough about them, so I couldn't give you a definite no.
What's that?
It's just a microphone.
Oh, pardon?
It's just a microphone.
Oh, God.
Don't worry about it.
Will it be on telly?
Oh, I suppose I do, yes. You know, whatever I hear about them, you know, going on in the news or whatever, I suppose I do believe that they exist, yes.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you seen any around Boyle before?
Well, I live about 5 miles out of Boyle here, the south side of Boyle. And one passed over our place. I'd say it would be about eight or 9 years ago. And that isn't, maybe, it passed over the house because we were outside it, just over the trees. That is definite now, it's not a question of, and there was no drink involved.
I'm just finding that it's mostly older people that are willing to talk to me. I think it could be a thing that younger people are a bit more, I know, hesitant when they see a camera. But it's weird. It was clear to me that there were many skeptics in a town that had become known for its UFO activity. So who was willing to talk openly about their beliefs? To get the definitive word on the history of UFOs and Boyle, I decided to talk to Betty Myler, who is the founder and president of the UFO Society of Ireland. Hi Betty,
hi,
how are you?
Pete, how are you?
How are things?
You coming in?
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
I was just going to say go. No, come in. Well, there was a report in one of the Sunday newspapers to say that there'd been a UFO crash in the Curlew Mountains. There was a crash, but it wasn't a UFO crash. The two people who came down to investigate the crash, they decided to do a presentation in one of the pubs in Boyle. And I went along just as a matter of interest. And there were quite a few people, it must have been about 30 or 40 people from the town attending the presentation, which I thought was quite a lot of people, you know, to be interested in that. And talking to the people afterwards in the town, it seemed that quite a lot of them had had experiences, you know, which they'd never told anybody about before. And we thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to form a little group and meet every so often to exchange stories and experiences where in an atmosphere where it'd be confidential and we wouldn't be laughed at and we wouldn't be ridiculed. So then I thought, well, instead of being just UFOs, you know, just a Western UFO Society, I'll become the UFO Society of Ireland. And it went very well to start with. But then people were beginning to get embarrassed about going up the stairs to a meeting labelled UFO Society. And they were falling off. And then what happened is I got a breakthrough because in February 1999, I was interviewed by a Woman's Way journalist, and she gave me a 2-page spread in the Woman's Way magazine. I shared the front cover with Robbie Williams, no less. And as soon as that paper hit the newsstands, I got phone calls from every radio station throughout the country, from Donegal down to Galway, Cork, Wexford, everywhere. Some were very, very interested and would take you seriously, and some just thought I was just crazy. And in fact, quite a few of the presenters would say, Betty, what do you say to those people who say you are mad? And I say, very simple. You believe what you want to believe. I believe what I want to believe. The two are okay, you know, it's up to each one. And I think if you asked people just in the town, I think half would say that I'm absolutely cracked. And half would say, well, I'm talking sense. But I said, I'll tell you one thing. When Galileo first said the earth was round and everyone else said it was flat, didn't they think that he was mad? There rests my case.
To get a better sense of the UFO community in Ireland, Betty invited me to the 6th Irish International UFO Conference. Hosted in the 18th century mansion King House, this year is the first time the conference will be held in Boyle. The conference has attracted UFO researchers and experts from around the world since its inception in 2004, and this year is no different, with only one of the 7 speakers being Irish. I really had no idea what to expect from the 2 days of talks and presentations which claimed to offer genuine evidence of UFOs. But what I did discover was that my hometown was gaining a reputation much further afield than I had thought.
Boyle is one of the hottest spots in Ireland because last time I was here and Betty also told me about the latest sightings that occurred in Boyle. So I think Boyle is coming more and more popular within the UFO community.
Well, I think for a town like Boyle, they should be proud that they have basically an international convention. There's a lot of people here from Britain, there's people here from United States, from Canada, that people are coming here, that this is one of the centers where this takes place.
Who's come all the way from Canada, and he nearly got lost on the way. I met every train and he wasn't on it until the very last one, and I was having nerves. I said, this man's come all the way from Canada, how can he get lost in Boyle? Ridiculous.
UFO conventions offer the ability to be around people who actually share your beliefs. When you're in the outside world, you're talking to people who really haven't read the evidence, and if you're a skeptic in ufology, you basically have not read anything. You're basically ignorant of the evidence, because if you've seen the evidence, you would conclude that this is for real. And researchers here will tell you they really don't argue with skeptics on the outside, because it's ignorance that causes skepticism.
We are not alone. We are not the only planet in our solar system. Therefore, it just is obvious to me that we're not the only conscious entity in the entire cosmos. That is just, to me, an incredible nonsense.
This is not actually belief. I think this is just a fact. Believing systems is something different, but We are talking about something solid fact. We've been visited throughout the history of mankind. There's a lot of evidence to support that. Archaeological evidence and video footages, photographs, also a lot of high-rank military, ex-military personnel, or senators or governors, or they all talk openly about the reality of UFOs. So this is a scientific fact that we are not alone in the universe. So I think we'll hear more sightings coming out of Boyle in ufology.
During a break between guest speakers, I wanted to find out from the people in attendance how they felt about the conference. Many agreed to talk to me, but only in private, and only a few were prepared to talk openly about their opinions on camera.
I think that's good. I think it's good to be in an atmosphere where people are open-minded enough to respect different opinions of the UFO subject as to their origins, what the UFOs might be.
Just great to meet so many like-minded individuals and have a chat with them all and just hear about their own experiences and everything and how it fits in with various cases that I've looked into around the Birmingham area.
Over 2 billion people in the world accept as a fact a virgin birth and a man being crucified and coming back to life. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with those beliefs, but if that is fact in inverted commas and it's accepted by so many people, well, why can't we accept radar evidence, eyewitness testimony from law enforcement, military, intelligence people?
Just from talking to people, there seems to be a kind of sense of community with people with sharing the same beliefs, coming to a conference like this.
This is it. You see, they know they're not going to be laughed at, they're not going to be told they're silly, because everybody believes the same thing. And if they haven't seen UFOs like you, they're dying to see UFOs, and I think you will one of the days.
Following the conference, I began to wonder if, after living in a UFO hotspot for so many years, I might get to see one for myself. So Betty recommended I grab a camera and a life jacket, and we travelled to the Dune Shore on the banks of Lough Key. I swam here every summer when I was a child. I once tried to impress a girl by diving off the shorter pier. Unfortunately, the water was about 2 foot deep.
Are you okay? Comfortable like that?
Yeah, thank you very much, brother.
That's great.
Okay, so Betty, now that we're out on Lough Key, can you tell us about the events that happened out here a couple of years ago?
Well, I'll tell you how it all started. On the 1st of January 2005, there was a charity swim just on the lake, a little further down over there. And a friend of mine went down because she'd collected money. So she went down for the swim. Freezing cold day. Can you imagine having a charity swim on the 1st of January? Anyway, the swim was cancelled, but her brother went down, photographed her. Then he turned his attention to this little island at the back of me over here. It's called Church Island. It's uninhabited. So he took a shot of it. And went off home, processed it in the computer when he got home. And when he did that, he found a huge white light in the middle of the island. So we talked about it, and this man says, do you think it could have been a UFO? So I said, I don't know. Of course, I think everything is a UFO, but that's beside the point. So on the 2nd of May 2005, I came out on a boat with 2 of my compatriots, UFO followers from Dublin, and the 3 of us went out in a boat to the spot. And I just bought a new digital camera, and I'm not a great photographer, so I gave it to my friend Carl, and I said, you photograph away and see what happens. And he was clicking away, and it was a day a bit like this, In fact, it was a worse day, and this was a bit drizzly as well. We found nothing, we saw nothing, we could feel nothing, and we were really a bit disappointed. Got home, put the thing on the computer, and there, in the identical spot, was a big white light. So, what I believe is that there is a UFO portal about 25 foot in front of the lake. A portal is a doorway of some description, and the way we in ufology look at it is a portal to another dimension.
Do you think it's possible to find the location of the portal?
We'll try. I've got my trusty pendulum here. Now, when I'm over, I'm going to ask the question, show me the portal, show me the portal. When we're over the portal, it'll go round and round and round. That is yes for me. And when we're out of the area, it'll go up and down, okay? So I'm going to steady my hand now on my knee so that I'm not accused of shaking the thing. And I'm going to say, Show me the portal. Show me the portal. Show me the portal. Show me the portal. No, 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 no. Show me the portal. No, 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 no. I think we've lost it. No, 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 no. I think we're coming near it now. Look, see it changing direction? It's going round and round. We're over the portal now. We're over the portal now. Yes, yes, yes. Now we're beginning to go out of it. No, no, no. We're out of it now. We're out of it now. So it's just the area where it was going round and round. That was the area of the portal.
So Betty, do you think there's a possibility that if I took some photos here today that I could see the portal or even a UFO?
I don't think we'll see the portal because the portal, I believe, is inside the lake, and unless you wanted to go scuba diving, I don't think you'd see it. But there's definite possibility of seeing UFOs.
Right. On our return to the shore, Betty mentioned another sighting which took place close by, so we headed to the Lough Key Forest Park. I spent so much time here when I was growing up. Most Sunday afternoons were spent playing football here or walking through the forest. When I was a teenager, I worked here during the summers, but I never saw anything out of the ordinary. This is me and my dad back in 1985. The intensive practice I did out here as a child helped me to become the useless footballer that I am today. Yeah, just that thing that you were saying about, you know, I believe what I believe, you believe what you believe. Exactly. When Betty and I reached the observational tower, we took the elevator to the top floor, where we talked about the important connection between UFOs and the Lough Key Forest Park.
Now, where do we go, Pete, now? Do you want to jump?
I don't want to jump. Not today,
Take a parachute and jump.
I'm not really feeling like that today.
No.
Oh, God. It's higher than I remember it being.
Well, when I first started the society, we used to come here more or less on a regular basis for sky watches. And on one particular occasion, we saw a whole lot of lights that were sort of going horizontally from west to east and east to west, crossing over. And some of the people up here got really, really scared, you know, and thought that the aliens were after us. But yeah, I said, you know, don't worry about that. And people said to me, oh, you didn't see any UFOs. What you really saw was meteors. But meteors don't go straight horizontal, they go down, you know, so it obviously wasn't that. But after we'd seen about, I'd say 20 to 30 of them, there was a lull for a bit, and then we saw one very big white light, which sort of suddenly appeared in the east, and then just went straight off towards the west and just disappeared out of sight.
And also, how does your belief in UFOs, does it clash with your religious beliefs at all?
No, not at all. I'm a Catholic, and always have been, and still go to church every Sunday. More because, to be quite honest with you, more because I'm expected to go than, you know, for any other reason. But I still believe, you know, in my religious beliefs, Mary, Jesus and Joseph. And I still believe in UFOs, but one has nothing to do with the other. I mean, ufology is not a religion as such. It's just a belief in beings out there in space.
Do you think that there's a lot of UFO activity in Lough Key Forest Park?
Well, I'd say there would be, because this would be an area of very high energy. There's Castle Island, which is further down there, and that would give off high energy. And this whole area would be an area of high energy. So I think if one stayed out a night or two, you have a very good chance of seeing something anyway. Just depends if you're lucky.
Back in the hotel that night, I was eager to view the photos I had taken on the boat earlier. It is far too easy to dismiss evidence of a UFO when the blurry photograph or shaky footage is taken by a stranger. But would it be as easy to disprove an image if you captured it yourself? As I waited for the images to load on the laptop, I wondered if I was about to have my first UFO experience. But unfortunately, after searching through over 60 photographs, I was resigned to the fact that I hadn't captured anything out of the ordinary. Even though there was no sign of a UFO in the photos, the mere possibility of seeing one led me to follow Betty's advice and return to the Lockheath Forest Park that night. So we've come to the Forest Park. It's very dark. It's almost like being blind. So I think that maybe we're going to take a trek up to the tower where we were and see if we can see anything up there. This is the site where Betty used to lead the people out, and the location of the sighting that she had one night. And looking at the skies now, I'm not seeing any lights at all. I suppose it'd be quite easy. Even I'm out here wanting to see a UFO, and if I saw maybe the light of an airplane or satellite or any kind of a star, I might be led to think that it is a UFO because I want to see it. The only thing I'm paranoid about using this light is that there might be some documentary crew on the other island across the lake making a documentary about UFOs, and they might see this. And they'll have a better documentary than I. So just up here, I'll show you the wooden box or shed that I used to work in for 8 hours a day. All summer, collecting money. It was great. How impressive. I definitely didn't see any UFOs when I was working there, but I did make good friends with the badgers and deers. While I may not have seen a UFO either tonight or when I was growing up, it doesn't give me the right to say that they do not exist. Maybe believing in UFOs is simply a blind faith, a basis for which religion has depended on for thousands of years. I may never see a UFO in my lifetime, but I think it's important not just to respect other people's beliefs, but to stay open-minded to the possibility that there might be something out there. Battery power is dying on all our equipment right now. Lights are going. This thing is going. I can just about do a scary face. Not very convincing. I think it's time to maybe call it a night. And I mean, we didn't get to see any UFOs, but maybe next time. Who knows?